In today's video, I'm breaking down every single trinket, talisman, and legendary animal in Red Dead Redemption 2, each of them offering up unique perks that will boost your stats, sharpen your skills, and provide a much needed edge for your story mode playthrough. Most of the trinkets and talismans require multiple steps and ingredients, almost always directing you to hunt a legendary animal before crafting its items at a nearby fence, all of which we'll be covering in just a moment, but be sure to check out the timestamps below if you're looking for something specific. But for anyone who wants a quick and easy upgrade for their gameplay, there's a few trinkets and talismans that can be collected right out of the gate with next to no effort at all. The first 4 simply require you to visit a location on the map and collect the trinket from inside the chest. No hunting, no crafting, and the perks will be applied the moment you pick it up. These ones are pretty straightforward, so just follow everything I do in the upcoming footage and I'll catch you on the other end. Alright, so of all of the trinkets in the game, the last 4 that I just showed you are pretty much the easiest and fastest upgrades you can get. Just make sure that your game files are updated and you're guaranteed to find them at the locations I provided. The only 2 trinkets and talismans that are easier to find are the 2 that come with the special and ultimate editions of the game, which will immediately be placed in your inventory upon starting Chapter 2. The Eagle Talon Talisman increases the time Eagle Eye can stay active by 5 seconds, and the Iguana Scale Trinket decreases the damage you take while on horseback by 10%. Next up, we're looking at the Ravenclaw Talisman, which permanently reduces weapon degradation by 20%, which means you can spend more time shooting and less time cleaning your guns. This is personally one of my favourite talismans in the game, but like a lot of talismans, there's quite a lengthy process to acquire it. To get started, you'll need to launch the Geology for Beginners mission over here to the west of Strawberry. Inside the house at the location I just showed you on the map, you'll find an interesting man by the name of Francis Sinclair. He'll task you with discovering 10 unique rock carvings, the locations for which will need to be mailed to him by visiting your nearest post office. I'll give a quick breakdown of all the locations and catch up with you when we get to the final stage of crafting the talisman. Once you've mailed your locations and received your invitation from Francis Sinclair, you'll need to come back to the same location where we started the quest. Upon arriving, you'll be greeted with a neat little cutscene, which I definitely advise you to watch as it's a really cool story and one of my favourite things in the game. But more importantly, once you're ejected from the building, you can then turn yourself around and go back inside, where you'll find an old brass compass laying on the table in front of you. We'll need that for crafting the Ravenclaw Talisman, so be sure to grab it before leaving. Once you've got that stashed away, you'll simply need to go to your nearest fence, which can be found here at Emerald Ranch. Thankfully, the Ravenclaw Talisman only requires the one ingredient, so simply bring your old brass compass to Seamus at the fence, where you can pay a small fee to have it crafted. And there we have it folks, $29 dues, and that talisman is finally ours for the taking. Whether it's equipped or not, this baby will reduce your weapon degradation by an impressive 20% and is definitely worth collecting. Now we're going to be looking at the Lion's Paw Trinket, arguably the most useless trinket in all of RDR2 story mode, boosting the rate at which your stamina skill raises by 10%. During Chapter 3, you'll want to make your way over to the location I just showed you, where you'll find an eccentric man by the name of Margaret, who will task you with finding a series of missing circus animals. There's 4 parts to the mission, and it's totally bizarre from start to finish. Truly one of the most unique experiences Red Dead Redemption 2 has to offer. On the final installment, and without a word of a lie, you'll be attacked full force by a lion, which you'll promptly need to unload your revolver into if you want to avoid having your face meat ripped clean off. Don't worry if you're too slow and you fail. You'll be given a chance to retry from that very spot so you won't lose any ground. But if you're successful, be sure to go over and inspect the lion and take your trophy. You'll need that for crafting the trinket and for completing the mission itself. After that, you can head back to Margaret, where you'll be rewarded with an emerald for your troubles, which can be sold at a fence for $50. But speaking of the fence, we'll head over there now so that we can craft the Lion's Paw Trinket. So it's back to Emerald Ranch and away we go. Once you're here, just come over to old mate Seamus and do the usual of coming to the craft menu and scrolling down until you find it. And there we have it. Just shy of $20, and that trinket's all ours. Like I say, it's not the most useful, only helping to raise your stamina stat by a very small margin, but it's an easy trinket to grab for anyone who wants to collect them all. Next on the agenda is the Owl Feather Trinket, a highly coveted item that can unfortunately only be collected late in Chapter 6, but it's easily the best trinket around and is definitely worth collecting when you reach this part of the story. The Owl Feather Trinket gives you by far the biggest stat enhancement of any other item in the game, by permanently decreasing your health, stamina, and Deadeye Core Drain by 15%. Unlike other trinkets and talismans, however, the Owl Feather Trinket doesn't require you to hunt any legendary animals or source any rare materials. Instead, you must complete a special objective in an optional mission given by Rainsfall during Chapter 6. Before we get onto that though, you first have to complete the mission that I'm on right now, which can be started by visiting Reverend Swanson at the Chapter 6 gang camp in Beaver Hollow. It's called a Rage Unleashed and requires you to sneak onto a ship, kill all of its occupants, and then steal the horses for the gang. At the end of the mission, you'll be confronted by Charles, who will ask for some extra assistance regarding Rainsfall up at the Indian Reservation. If you plan on collecting the Owl Feather Trinket, then you're most definitely going to want to say yes. At that point, the first mission will finish up and Rainsfall's location will be marked on the map. Promptly make your way over there to get the next step underway. Once you arrive, just head over to the area where Rainsfall is located and head inside to get the cutscene started. It's quite a touching moment, to be honest, one of my favourite scenes in the game in fact, and really does set the pace for the field's trip ahead. After a long journey accompanying Rainsfall up into the mountains, you will eventually come across a burned out campsite that has been trashed beyond recognition, along with some sacred and irreplaceable items that have been stolen from their hiding place. Once you've investigated the clues in the nearby area, you will eventually be instructed to observe the landscape with some binoculars, which will lead you to the culprits. Eventually you can start making your way down to investigate the campsite with the hope of retrieving Rainsfall's precious trinkets. However, despite being saddened by the event, he insists we shouldn't hurt or kill any of the people responsible. Now, that might not be a requirement for finishing the mission itself, but it most definitely is a requirement for collecting the Owl Feather Trinket. If you so much as harm a hair on any of the enemy's heads, Rainsfall will shut you down on the spot and refuse to hand over the trinket. So in order to get this one done, we're going to have to go full stealth mode and sneak our way onto the campsite and steal the items right back from under their noses. It can be pretty tricky, but if you learn the enemy's patterns and follow exactly what I do in the coming few minutes, you hopefully shouldn't have too much trouble pulling it off. To start with, you're going to want to avoid going anywhere near the front of the campsite. The best stealth approach in my experience is either going from the side or the back. As you start to get closer, just make sure you take things very slowly and stay in a crouched position the whole time. When you have a good visual on them, just take a moment to observe the area. There's around half a dozen guards in total. A few of them are fixed in one location, mainly the ones sitting by the fire. However, the rest of them have patrol lines which you're going to want to thoroughly observe before making your move. Once this guard here starts to walk back in the other direction, you can begin to make your way over to the camp. From there, you're going to want to come around the back of the tents and follow the line that I take towards the centre where the sacred items are located. As long as you stay out of the eye line of the guards and their cones of vision, you really shouldn't have too much trouble. The items you're looking for are located directly behind the two guards sitting at the fire, and you'd be sure that they could hear you given that you're literally inches away from their ear holes. But as long as you stay crouched and don't trigger anyone's cone of vision, you simply won't get spotted at all. Unfortunately, it doesn't get much easier from there. You now have to make your way back to Rainsfall without being detected, so quickly go back the way you came and get out of sight as fast as possible. After they've been robbed, they seem to take notice for some reason, even if you haven't been seen, and will start to fan out in an attempt to find you. You do have the option of bringing your horse to this location before starting your approach, but in my attempts it was a little bit difficult to do without potentially falling down the cliff and alerting the guards in the process. So by doing this, it does make the approach easier, but getting back to your horse can require a bit of patience. So keep an eye on the guards and pick the best moment and route to make your way back so that you can return to Rainsfall to claim your reward. When you get back, you will hand over the stolen items, and Rainsfall will ask you if anyone was hurt during the encounter. If you successfully manage to go the passive route, he will congratulate your efforts and reward you with the new trinket right there on the spot. After a small final cutscene, you will exit out from the mission and be notified of your new acquisition. And yep, there you have it, the Owl Feather Trinket, which will permanently reduce your health, stamina, and Deadeye core drain by 15%. Now we're going to be looking at the Crow Beak Trinket, which will be the last trinket that you can acquire without hunting a legendary animal, increasing the amount of looted ammo by 10%. It can only be found during the epilogue, so if you're not up to this part of the game and you don't want any spoilers, I suggest that you skip ahead. In order to collect the Crow Beak Trinket, you'll need to complete the Elemental Trail treasure hunt, where you'll be awarded with the trinket along with a gold bar. The first map is a bit of a weird one, and is intended to be found by coming across this random encounter, which is marked with an X on your map, much like any other body you'll find when in free roam. When you arrive, it's going to be about a 50-50 chance of you finding what you're looking for. If the X pops up, you'll be all set, and you'll find a rather disturbing sight hanging from the cliffs above you, where if you drop him down and search his body, you'll find the map and you can get started on the treasure hunt. But much like other random encounters, the spawns are quite inconsistent, and you might not be as lucky as I was finding this on the first attempt. Fortunately though, I've had dozens of comments from viewers in the past who have informed me that if you kill a nearby animal such as a snake or a bird, you'll quite likely find the first map on their body when you skin it. A little bit weird, I know, but hey, whatever gets the job done. Either way, once you've got the first map, it's a simple matter of following the upcoming footage where I'll catch up with you on the final location. Once you arrive at the chapel, you'll want to make your way to the graveyard off to the side, where if you head over to my location here, you'll find a little spot on the ground that you can interact with. Go ahead and flip over the rock, where inside you'll find a couple of potions, a gold bar worth $500, and of course the crow beak trinket that we've been looking for. Honestly speaking, it's a pretty lousy trinket. Why the devs thought we need extra looted ammo at this late stage of the game is totally beyond me. Rockstar's logic in fine form as always. For the final installment of the video, I'll be running through every legendary animal in the game, along with the trinkets or talismans that could be crafted from the unique items each of them drop. There's a total of 16 legendary animals to track down and hunt, 12 of which can be found as early as Chapter 2, after completing the mission with Hosea called Exit Pursued by a Bruised Ego. That's the one where you go on a 2-day hunting trip that finishes with a standoff with the legendary bear up the top of the map, which gives most players their first jump scare of the game. Once completed though, you can get started on your hunting journey whenever you're ready. When looking for a legendary animal, you'll want to search for a little question mark that will pop up on your minimap, the location for which is randomized but can be found within a contained area highlighted here in red. Then just simply search the area surrounding the question mark, which will lead you to a trail that will eventually take us to the animal we're looking for. Then just follow it along with me in the upcoming footage and we'll knock them out one by one. Or if you'd prefer to skip ahead, be sure to check the progress bar down below where you can find chapters for each specific legendary animal.
Load it up. Hopefully this will get it. I thought we might have to go another round, but no, we got it. Yeah, I was expecting more clues than that, but we came up on it nice and quickly. It's quite an interesting death pose you've done there, Mr. Bear. Sprawled itself out, just like, chillin', bro. Straight chillin'. A little too chilled, you know? Alright, so skin that. Mind the gory mess that's about to ensue. Oh dear lord. That was a little much, Arthur. I mean, really. Don't need to see inside of the carcass. Alright, so we got the legendary bear pelt and importantly the legendary bear claw. First up, you're going to need a quartz chunk, which looks like this, which is obtained by mailing in one of the dinosaur bone locations from the Test of Faith mission, which can be triggered by speaking to Deborah at this location. You can collect any of the 30 dinosaur bones. I've just selected this one because it's close to a post office, which we'll be needing next. So the specific location for this dinosaur bone is just above the O in New Hanover. You can see there's just a little house here. So if you come to the corner where I am, activate your eagle eye and come over and record the location in your journal. Alrighty, so we've got the dinosaur bone location. Next thing you're going to want to do is head over to your nearest post office, which in my case is at Emerald Ranch, and we'll continue the quartz guide there. So yeah, come to the station clerk, go to send mail, then send the dinosaur bone location. Alright, so you see there you've mailed at least one dinosaur bone location to Deborah McGuinness. Return to any post office after at least 24 hours for your reward, which will contain the quartz chunk that you will need for the bear claw talisman. So I ended up sleeping for about 36 hours, and as you can see I've got the new mail notification on the top left hand corner. So receive mail, and there it is, quartz chunk. That's what we want. I grab that. I'll give everyone a quick looky-loo. Yeah, a heavy chunk of quartz used to craft a unique item at the fence. So next up we'll be getting the silver chain bracelet, and yeah, stay tuned for that. Now the silver chain bracelet only has one guaranteed fixed spawn location, and it's to do with a random encounter, a particularly disturbing one I might add, over at the Aberdeen pig farm, sort of between Emerald Ranch and Saint Denis. Now if you have already done this, you will find it more difficult to get a hold of a silver chain bracelet, but don't fret, I will be covering some additional methods later in the guide. Now you can see this truly disturbing mission all the way through until its conclusion, but for our purposes that's not necessary. If you want to do it the quick way like me, just blast them to hell. Let's just say they're particularly nasty people, so there won't be any feelings of guilt or tears shed over their demise. I can quite assure you of that. So just come over and loot the woman that you've just freshly pumped full of lead. And you'll see, just a second, we've got there the silver chain bracelet. So as I say, only guaranteed way of getting it. Hopefully you can do it via this random encounter. If you haven't done this one before, I am incredibly sorry for the horrors in which you've seen if you did the mission properly. But if by any chance you have done this already, stay tuned and we'll be covering some additional methods for getting it. So another option for the silver chain bracelet is to come over to Watson's cabin. Now this is where the grumpy old woman lives with her 3 gunslinger kids, where you have various random encounters throughout the game. Then you're going to want to save the game about where I am now. So you'll have the option of reloading it, but basically inside is a small jewelry box next on the bedside table next to the old woman's bed, and you have a chance of getting the silver chain bracelet. Then if you don't get it, just reload the game and try again. And there we have it, a silver chain bracelet. So it will potentially take you quite a few goes. I think this took me about 10 reloads from the save point that I showed you earlier. But yeah, definitely can get it from here. It might just take a little bit of work. For some reason, I'm unable to get it at these 2 locations that I've provided. The only other option that you'll really have is to go around and search the various houses that you can find on the map. And if you go inside and you find a jewelry box, just make sure that you save the game before grabbing it, and then you can reload it and essentially re-roll your chances of getting a silver chain bracelet, as when you reload, the RNG randomizes again. If you can't manage to do it that way, the only other method that I've really heard of is robbing women at gunpoint on trains. The final step in crafting your bear claw talisman is come to your nearest fence, in my case Emerald Ranch, and bring your quartz chunk, your silver chain bracelet, and your legendary bear claw over to Seamus. Go to craft and bear claw trinket, purchase that. That's what we want. That will take away all of the items we've just spent so long collecting. There we have it. We got the bear claw talisman, permanently decreases the speed at which the health core drains by 10%. Then once you have found that, activate your eagle eye and you'll see the first clue is indicated with the yellow sparks there in front of me. So you're going to want to approach that and inspect it to get your first clue.
We got a trail.
Now, for legendary animals, unlike normal animals, for anyone that doesn't know, you can shoot them as many times as you like with whatever ammo that you like. So I've got a bolt action, and I'll put some high velocity bullets in it. And yeah, you can absolutely go to town, which is a lot of fun compared to normal hunting. And there we go. It might have been a little bit of overkill, but that's what it gets for making me sift through its dung, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, you know, I'm trying to keep Arthur snazzy here, looking good, and he's got me going through his crap. You know, I get enough of that from Steve. You know, I'm just riding along, he'll just belt out a crap right out the back of him. I don't need it from these beavers. Alright. So we have got all of the items from that. Let's have a little look at what we got. So we've got some animal fat, scent glands, stringy meat, and the legendary beaver tooth, which is obviously what we use for the beaver tooth trinket. I will show you exactly how to get that in just a moment. Alright, so we've got everything that we need here. Now, the next step is you're going to want to go to your nearest fence, and that is where you can trade in the legendary beaver tooth and get the beaver tooth trinket. So the closest one to here, I believe, will be over here in Emerald Ranch. So we'll drop a waypoint and head in that direction. So make your way over to Seamus here. Have a word to old Seamus.
Been a while since you were through here.
Go
Right,
to craft.
Looking to get something put together, huh?
And then yeah, right there at the top, you got the beaver tooth trinket. So if you come to info, permanently slows degradation for all weapons by 10%. That's what we want because we're lazy. So that's you know, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. So we want to craft that. Very nice. Now for anyone who doesn't know, only for legendary animals this applies to, but you can shoot it as many times as you want with whatever you want, and it won't damage the pelt. However, in this case I've got a Springfield, so we're only going to be shooting it once. Hopefully that does the trick. Come here little round. Alright. So that was 2 shots from a Springfield rifle with, I believe, regular ammo. Yeah. So, do with that information what you will. Alright, so we've got the legendary bighorn ram. Going to want to skin that. Now comes the gruesome part. Alright. Call your horse over. Stow that on there. Now, the next step you're going to want to take in order to get the ram horn trinket, you're going to need to take the legendary ram horn itself to the nearest fence. In this case, it's going to be a serious serious trek, I think, over to Emerald Ranch. And yeah, from there I will show you how to craft the ram horn trinket. You wanna talk to our boy Seamus here to craft your new trinket? Yeah, just come over and speak to him.
Been a while since you were through here.
Go craft.
Go on, have yourself a quick nosy. Looking to get something put together, huh?
And then come down to the ram horn trinket. And yeah, you see there, picking creeping thyme, oregano and wild mint yields 2 times more herbs, which on appearance doesn't seem like it would be that useful, but if you like big game meat, you know, you like those golden cores, then, you know, you're going to dig this trinket. So yep, purchase that.
Better than a rabbit foot.
I trust nobody's missing this.
And there we go. Oh, there it is, there it is. Loaded up the bullet, so I have no chance to get away. That is my style of doing it anyway. And there you have it. The legendary boar. Just give that a quick looky-loo. It's a bit bigger than a normal boar. Kind of cool looking. Alright, so call your horse over and skin it. Now this will give you the legendary boar pelt and the legendary boar tusk. Now the pelt you are going to want to go and sell off at the trapper, as the pelt will give you various clothing unlocks. But for our next step, the boar tusk talisman, we just need that legendary boar tusk. Now the next item you're going to need is the cobalt petrified wood. Fortunately, this has a fixed spawn location and is only available in one place. And it's over here in a cave located in Amberino, which is on the very west end of the map. Because this is a fixed spawn location, simply follow the path I take and you should be able to find it with ease. So make your way over to this very grim site. Up onto the back of the cart. Search the chest. You'll see we've got a billfold and the cobalt petrified wood. There we go. So yeah, next up I'll be showing you how to get the gold earring, which is the final ingredient needed for the boar tusk talisman. Alright, so this is the first method for obtaining the gold earring. Like most of the jewelry in Red Dead Redemption 2, there isn't a fixed spawn location. Instead, it has the potential to be found in a number of houses around the map. And the first one is here at the main house in Lakay, which is the settlement just sort of to the northwest of Saint Denis. Now, inside is a jewelry box that has a chance of spawning the gold earring. So what you're going to want to do is save your game here before searching the house, search the provided location, and if you get something other than the gold earring, reload your save and try again until you get it. And there we have it. In fact, we've got 2 gold earrings out of that, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't expecting that. I knew you could get one here. I was not aware that you could get two. So, I mean, we only need one for the talisman. But, there you go. Okay, so this is the second possible location where you have a chance of finding the gold earring. I'm over here at Watson's cabin, which is owned by the grumpy old lady with the gunslinger kids, where you have a number of funny random encounters occur throughout the storyline. Inside is a jewelry box which also has a chance of spawning the gold earring. So it's the same deal as the last spot. Save your game before entering and then go inside and search the provided location. If it doesn't spawn, reload your game and try again until you get it. And there we are, another couple of gold earrings, 2 of them. Now, if by any chance these methods haven't worked for you, the only other way that I've tested that works is by robbing women on trains. Alright, so the final step in crafting the Boar Tusk Talisman is to come over to your nearest fence, which in my case is the one at Emerald Ranch. And you're going to want to bring your cobalt petrified wood, your gold earring, and your legendary boar tusk over to Seamus here. Come to craft.
Passed through here some time ago, huh?
Make your way down the list. There you go, Boar Tusk Talisman, $31. That will take all of the items you've just worked so hard to get. But there we go, Boar Tusk Talisman. Let's have a little look. So yeah, permanently decreases the speed at which the horse health and stamina cause drain by 10%. Now, I have found the question mark. Come into Eagle Eye, you'll see that it will glow yellow like that, which indicates that you have found it, and it will be the first of a few clues. So inspect the fur. So we've got some buck fur there. Alright. Let's just take it nice and slow. Wait until we can get a nice shot on it. Alright. There we go. No, that hasn't got it. Alright. 2 and it's down. So that took 2 headshots from a Springfield rifle with normal ammo. Just to give you a bit of an idea of the sort of firepower that you'll need to take it down. Alright, so once you've done that, you can skin it, which will harvest all of its parts. Alright, so come into our satchel here. We can have a look. So we got some 4 mature venison meat, the legendary buck antler, and I think that's about it. But yeah, it's the legendary buck antler that you need to craft the trinket. So get your horse over and I can show you the next part. The next thing you are going to want to do is head over to your nearest fence. So in my particular situation, I believe that will be in Emerald Ranch. Alright, so we are just rolling up at the fence in Emerald Ranch at the moment to trade in our buck antler to get the buck antler trinket.
Alright, take a look.
So speak to Seamus or whoever is manning the fence where you're at and select
After a little
craft,
tchotchke, are we?
and then you will see that you have the buck antler trinket available to craft. So it'll cost you $22, so you want to purchase
Better than a
that.
rabbit foot.
There we go. We have the buck antler trinket. Now, I will just come into the menu here and we can have a quick little looky-loo. There we go. Buck antler trinket. Player receives higher quality skinned animal parts. So, then you're just, to see exactly where it is, activate your eagle eye, and you can see it's indicated with the yellow sparks there. So we will head over and investigate our first clue. Alright, so we've got some coyote dung.
This could take a while.
Hate it when it's up on a hill because I feel like I'm gonna, oh, there it is there. I feel like I'm gonna miss it and spook it. Overkill a poppin'. As always do this. Like I was saying, you can't degrade the pelt quality, so you may as well pump it full of lead till it's dead. Alright, so I'm just gonna bring this out in the light so everyone can see it properly. Alright, so then you're going to want to skin that and make sure that you stow both the pelt and the carcass on the back of your horse and sell them both off at the trapper. The carcass you can sell off for money, well, you can sell the pelt off for money as well, but that also gives you the various clothing unlocks. So we got the legendary Coyote Fang and some stringy meat. And yeah, it's obviously the legendary Coyote Fang that we craft into the Coyote Fang trinket, which I will show you in just a moment. There are a few fences around, but this is the closest one to the legendary Coyote. So once you've arrived, jump off your horse and speak to old mate Seamus. Come in here, go to craft,
After a little tchotchke, are we?
and what the hell's a tchotchke? I don't know, man. You're messing with me. You're messing with me, Seamus. I don't appreciate it. We got the Coyote Fang trinket. So $21.25, it's not too much money, but if you are worried about money, you'll make most, if not all of that back from selling off the various parts to the trapper. Go to info, yeah, permanently increases players' Deadeye experience bonus by 10%. There we go, it's a very cool looking trinket. Styling. I dig it, I dig it. You can highlight its exact location with Eagle Eye, and you can see it gets highlighted with the yellow sparks, and then make your way over to the first clue. Why is it always dung? Every time. Feels like every time, anyway. But as for the specifics, I'm using a bolt action rifle with high velocity bullets. And I always like to mark quite a few shots on it, just in case you mess it up, and it runs away. I've been criticised for overkill, and I mean, okay, you'd be right. But you can't argue with the fact that it's definitely dead, and it's not running in the opposite direction. And that to me is a plus. Now, if it will give me the prompt to skin it, that would be fantastic. There we go. Had to knock it off the rock a little bit. It glitched out. So we got the legendary elk antler, legendary elk pelt. With these larger legendary animals, you only get the pelt. The carcass is too big to carry on your horse. So if you come over to it and try to sort of pick it up, you can't. They're just simply too big. So once you've skinned it, you will have everything that you need. And then in order to craft the elk antler trinket, you will just need to make your way over to your nearest fence, which will be at Emerald Ranch. And then you're going to want to come to craft.
Looking to get something put together, huh?
Come down to the elk antler trinket. So yeah, $22.75. You should make all of that money back when you sell off the pelt to the trapper. But either way, it's going to get you more money, so you'll make it back that way. It's a win-win. So let's have a look at the info. Permanently increases the value of players' looted money by 10%. That's what we want, baby.
Here.
Best $22.75 I've ever spent. Give me that elk antler trinket. Activate your eagle eye like I did before, and you can see that the first clue is highlighted with the yellow sparks there. So we will make our way over and get this thing rolling. Oh, lovely. We got some fresh dung to inspect.
Okay,
Isn't that just lovely? Perfect way to get this legendary animal hunt underway. So I think that is it up ahead there. I know I always do that, folks. It's overkill, I realise, but it just, you know, it stops it from getting away, alright? Don't you judge me. Alright, so what I will do, just because it's a bit sort of covered up here, I'm just going to bring it out over into the light so everyone can see. Shame that we had to kill it, but we do indeed need that trinket. So yeah, just skin it. And then when you're done, call your horse over. And you're going to want to store both the legendary fox pelt and the legendary fox carcass, because both of those can be sold off to your nearest trapper. The carcass just gets sold off for money, and you sell off the pelt for the various clothing unlocks at the trapper. This is the trapper symbol here. There's one there, there's one down in Saint Denis, and then there's one over here as well. Ooh, and then I always just like to see what items we get. Okay, so we've got the legendary fox claw, which is obviously what we use to get the fox claw trinket.
Easy.
Alright, so we have just arrived at the fence in Emerald Ranch, which I'll just pull up on the map for anyone who might have missed it before. Alright, so jump off your horse, come have a word to old Seamus here, and he will help you craft your trinket. Alright, so come to craft.
Got a little kick show in mind, huh?
And then you've got your fox claw trinket, $23.50. Just come to info. Permanently increases the time that Eagle Eye can stay active by 5 seconds. So yeah, as I say, really, really useful. Want to purchase that.
Nice.
There we go. Already crossed the train tracks once. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sending us all over the map, but we have indeed found it. Load a bunch of shots into its moose face. Oh wow, it actually survived. I did not expect that. Woo-wee! That is the most amount of shots that I have ever seen a legendary animal take. That was insane. I don't know exactly how many it took, but I mean, I ended up loading 10 high velocity bullets from a bolt action. So yeah, damn. It's also gone in the water, which isn't particularly ideal. Alright, well, that took a little bit of doing. I had to push it over to the edge with my horse, and eventually was able to glitch it into working. So yeah, we now have the legendary moose pelt, and what else did we get from it? We just got some mature venison meat and the legendary moose antler itself. Now, in order to craft the trinket, you're going to want to come to your nearest fence, which will be over here in Van Horn. Alright. Make your way inside.
It's good to see you again. Figured you were long done with Van Horn. Have a look around, see what you might need.
Oh, mate, I know exactly what I want. I want that moose antler trinket, baby.
Piece for you.
So come on down, $19. That'll easily get covered when you sell off the pelt to the trapper. Just check out the info. Permanently increases the player's health experience bonus by 10%. Happy days, that is what we want, so purchase
Right
that.
then, let's have a wee look.
And there it is. Load it up. Hope that it goes down. Only ever had one or two escape 5 high velocity rifle rounds, but it has happened. So you never really know with these bigger ones. Oh my lord, it is a monster. Look at the size of this thing. That's insane. Gee whiz, like the size of it compared to Arthur, that's mental. I don't think we'll be carrying that on the back of the horse. Alright, so you're definitely going to want to go off and sell that pelt to your nearest trapper, as it will give you various clothing unlocks and a little bit of money. But yeah, next up I'll be covering the items that you need for the Bison Horn Talisman. Now the next item you're going to need is the abalone shell fragment. Fortunately, this item has a fixed spawn location and is only available in one place. It's inside a house located in Rhodes, but you can only access one small room on the south side of the building. So come to my exact location and follow my path, and you should easily be able to find it. And there you are, the abalone shell fragment. Now stay tuned, as I'll be covering a couple of methods for obtaining the silver earring, which is the next item you're going to need for the Bison Horn Talisman. Alright, so this is the first method for obtaining the silver earring. Like most of the jewelry in Red Dead Redemption 2, it doesn't have a fixed spawn location and is instead a randomized loot drop. Now the first location that's worth looking at is here in Rhodes again, just around the corner from the location of the abalone shell fragment. Now inside is a jewelry box that has a chance of spawning the silver earring. So what you're going to want to do is save your game before entering the house, check the jewelry box at the location I'm about to show you, and if it doesn't spawn, reload your save and try again until you get it. It may take a bit of time, but you'll get there eventually. And there we have it, the silver earring. Now don't stress if you already looted this house or couldn't find it for some other reason. I will be covering a secondary location where it has a chance of spawning. The next location that's worth looking at for obtaining the silver earring is over here at this little house in the Heartlands. So this is like the first house I showed you in that it only has a chance of spawning the silver earring. But same as before, come to my location and save your game before going into the house. Loot the jewelry box at the location I'm about to show you, and if it doesn't spawn, reload your game and try again, and then just rinse and repeat until you get it. And there we have it. some more silver earrings. Now, if you've already looted these two locations in the past, the only other semi-reliable method I've heard of is robbing women at gunpoint in Saint Denis and on trains. Now, in order to craft the Bison Horn Talisman, once you have all of the required items, you will need to go to your nearest fence, which in my case is over at Emerald Ranch. Alright, so we're just coming up on the fence at Emerald Ranch now. Let's pull it up on the map for anyone who needs it. But yeah, you're going to want to bring your legendary bison horn, your abalone shell fragment, and your silver earring over to my man Seamus here. Alright, settle down, Harper. Go to craft. Come down the list. Bison Horn Talisman, 3850. Craft that. It will take all of the items you've just collected and give you the Bison Horn Talisman. Let's take a look at that. Permanently decreases the speed at which the stamina core drains by 10%. Once you have seen that pop up, you can see its exact location by activating Eagle Eye, and it will get highlighted with the yellow sparks. So come on over and we'll check out the first clue. Alright.
Looks like something. Got some ground to cover.
Off in this direction. Now I'm going to crouch down just so that we minimize the chances of getting noticed. Oh. Whoa, 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 buddy! What the hell? That scared the hell out of me. Because of that guy riding past. I wasn't sure if that was the legendary wolf or what was going on. So yeah, scrap what I was saying about getting the jump on it. On my first playthrough, I definitely got the jump on it. It didn't come out of nowhere and jump on top of me. What the hell? But yeah, after you found the third clue, you'll either track it down and get to it before it's noticed you, or something crazy like that will happen. So we got legendary wolf heart and the legendary wolf pelt. Now, in order to craft the wolf heart trinket, you're going to want to come to your nearest fence, which I guess would probably, yeah, be Emerald Ranch. So we'll make our way over there. Alright, so we're just coming up at the fence in Emerald Ranch now. Make your way over to Seamus, and we can craft our trinket. Excuse me, buddy, out the way. Got business to attend to.
You know. Lucky I went easy on you.
I don't know what he's talking about there. I'm sure there's some relevance to it, but anyway, come to craft. Then come on down to, yeah, the wolf heart trinket, $16. You will make that money back when you sell off the carcass and the pelt to the trapper. We'll check the info on it. Player can consume 2 times more alcohol before feeling negative effects of being drunk. So yeah, pretty damn useful if you do like using alcohol as a health cure. Anyway, so we'll purchase that.
Better than a rabbit foot.
It's truly terrible weather at the moment, isn't it? This is a missable legendary animal hunt, and one that often passes players by. In order to access it, you need to complete the first 9 of the Master Hunter challenges available here in your menu system. Once you've completed the first 9 challenges and you're up to the final challenge, the legendary Panther triggers and becomes available. Then, once you've found the question mark, you can highlight its exact location using Eagle Eye, and you can get the Panther hunt underway. Not too far away now. Jump back on your horse. Keep bringing it along for the journey. Get your gun out ready. Use a shotgun. Really doesn't matter what you use. Can't degrade the... Oh god, okay, yeah, we're on. So yeah, use whatever gun you want, can't degrade the pelt quality, and yeah, make sure that you do stay up on top of your horse, because as you can see, it'll chuck you off, which will force the Panther to loop around, and it will not only indicate its location, but it'll give you a few extra seconds to get a shot off, which, trust me, will save you a lot of trouble. Because this is pretty much the sneakiest predator in the game, and its ability to pop out of nowhere is unlike any other animal I've come across in Red Dead. Alright, so we're just rolling up on the fence in Emerald Ranch now, which I'll just pull up on the map for anyone who might have missed it before. Jump off your horse. Come and have a chat to old Seamus here. Come to craft. Make your way down. Now we want the Panther's Eye Trinket, which, as you can see, permanently decreases the speed at which the Deadeye bar drains by 10% for 3 seconds. So craft that. $25 dues. There we go. Hello, Mr. Gator. I'm just here to take your sweet gator bits. No need to attack me, sir, alright? Just relax. Jeez, the size of it, though. No. Bad gator. Jeez, it was coming straight for me. Dear Lord. It's like the death pose, though. It's like an action shot. It's like it's died mid-stride. God dang, look at the size of this behemoth. Oh my god. Like, look at the size of it compared to Arthur. That's a thick gator, if I've ever seen one. Alright, so if you can, if your knife's sharp enough, give it a skin. And this will yield you the legendary alligator tooth, which Arthur is gruesomely removing as we speak. Alright, so we got legendary alligator skin, some meat, and the legendary alligator tooth. So that's obviously the main thing that we're wanting from this for the alligator tooth talisman, but you are certainly going to want to take the pelt to your nearest trapper, which would be the one over here in Saint Denis, as it gives you access to various clothing unlocks. So other than the legendary alligator tooth, we'll also need to cover the vintage Civil War handcuffs and the gold jointed bracelet, as they will be the other items that you need for the alligator tooth talisman. Next up is the gold jointed bracelet. These are generally found randomly while looting chests and cabinets throughout the map, but I've been able to narrow down a couple more direct methods which I'll get into now. The first method is over here between the W and the H in New Hanover, and just to the east of Twin Stack Pass. Underneath the trashed stagecoach that you can see there, you will find a chest which has a chance of spawning the gold jointed bracelet. So what you're going to want to do is save your game before opening it, check it, and if it doesn't have the gold jointed bracelet, reload the save and try again, and then just rinse and repeat until you get it. So you can see we've got a few items here: bourbon, chewing tobacco, ginseng elixir, and of course this jewelry box is what you're interested in. So grab that. And there we go, the gold jointed bracelet. The second method for obtaining the gold jointed bracelet is over here at the O'Driscoll gang camp called Hanging Dog Ranch. In order to do this, you might have to clear out all of the gang members, but because of where I'm up to in the story, I didn't have to. Once you're ready, you're going to want to come to this little hut at the location I just showed you then, and inside are two small jewelry boxes, which also have a chance of spawning the gold jointed bracelet. Same as with the chest before, save the game before clearing the gang camp, check the jewelry boxes, and if they're not there, reload the save and try again until you do get the gold jointed bracelet. And there you have it, folks. A couple of solid spawns that should hopefully get you the bracelet in no time at all. If by any chance you're unable to get it via these methods, the only other semi-reliable option that I've heard of is to rob women at gunpoint on trains. The vintage Civil War handcuffs are rewarded to you for mailing in one of the cigarette card sets from the Smoking and Other Hobbies Stranger mission, which is triggered by speaking to Phineas at this location here. Now you can go and collect the cigarette cards manually, but the easiest method is by buying premium cigarette packets. And you can do that at any general store. I'm just at the one in Strawberry at the moment, but any general store will be fine. Each packet will contain one cigarette card and will go towards completing a set of 12. So just come and buy the packets in whatever manner you prefer. I'm getting it from the catalogue, but you can get them off the wall if you would prefer to do that. Now this can potentially cost a few $100s, so just keep that in mind if your funds are a little low. So you'll want to come to tobacco, then purchase premium cigarette packet, which as you can see gets you a card. So buy as many of those as your storage space will allow. Then once you've run out of space, just come to your satchel, discard all of them, and rinse and repeat until you have completed a set. You can check on your progress by coming to progress in the menu, going to compendium, then coming all the way over to cigarette cards. Now once one of these categories, just one, says 12 of 12 collected, that means you have completed a set, and all you need to do from there is mail it off at your nearest post office, which we will do now. Alright, so we have just come to the post office in Strawberry. Go to send mail. Now I've got a few sets here, but you only need to send off one, which we'll do now. And you can see you have mailed a complete cigarette card set to the card collector. Check back at the post office in the next couple of days for a reward. So yeah, sleep for 24-48 hours and you will get a notification that you've got a package at the post office. So yeah, I just slept through until the following day. You can see I've got the notification on the top left saying that I've got unopened mail at the post office. So come in, receive mail, and here we go. So for mailing in one set, we get $100, a platinum chain necklace, and the elusive vintage Civil War handcuffs. Very nice, that's what we want. Alright, so I'm just at the fence now. You can go to any of the fences on the map, but I'm just at Emerald Ranch, as I said earlier. So yeah, bring your vintage Civil War handcuffs, your gold jointed bracelet, and your legendary alligator tooth to Seamus here. Go to craft, and then come down to the alligator tooth talisman. $40, that's what we want. Grab that. We'll take all the items that we've just grabbed, and we've got the alligator tooth talisman. Let's have a look. So yeah, permanently decreases the speed at which the Deadeye core drains by 10%. You've just then got to search around until that question mark pops up on your map. And then once you found that, you can highlight its exact location using Eagle Eye. So let us head on over. Okay, got a bit of cougar dung. Get our journey started.
Where?
Ooh, I think I see it up ahead. Just hiding behind that tree. Let's go. So we can take it down first try. Yep, oh, looks like we got it. Whew, happy days. Still got my face. It's always a good day when you've still got your face, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so call your horse over, and while we wait for that, we'll give this a skin. Usually try to show off the the animal first, but I got a little bit trigger happy on the skinning, but you got to see it there briefly before the gruesome corpse. The next stage, crafting the Cougar Fang trinket, you're going to need to come to your nearest fence, which at this point, I mean, it's probably the one at Rhodes, but either way we'd be fast travelling, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Well, long time no see, stranger.
Come to
Got
craft.
anything good for me by any chance? As long as you have the items I
And
need.
come down to the Cougar Fang trinket, $20.50. You'll make that back easily from the pelt and the carcass that you sell off. And we'll check the info. Permanently increases players' stamina experience bonus by 10%. Well, as I say, not very useful, but I guess we'll take it.
Right now.
Once you have got that up on your map, you can come to Eagle Eye and it will be highlighted with the yellow sparks. So we can then make our way over there. So we've got a bit of fur to inspect.
What's this? Still a ways off, I reckon.
Interesting looking pronghorn. It's all white. Oh, that's very cool. Alright. Make our way over to it. Don't want to spook it. It's also a bit hard because you don't want to spook it. It can sort of be hard to see through all of this shrubbery. Load it up, baby. Don't give it a chance to run away. Alright, we got it. We got it. Happy days. Take a look at this thing. Oh, wow. That is a stunning looking pronghorn right there. Look at that. All white, the big horn. Very fancy. Let's see what we get from this. Got legendary pronghorn horn, the hide, some mature venison meat, and that's about it. You will need to go over to your nearest fence, which is 1,000,000 miles away from here. And I'm not sure exactly what the nearest one would be, like either be Emerald Ranch or Rhodes. However, I always go to Emerald Ranch for these guides, so I'm going to Rhodes for something different. Alright. Jump off your horse and come and see the guy at the fence.
Been a minute.
Alright, so we want to go to craft.
Oh, you need something exclusive, huh?
Make your way down the list. Pronghorn horn trinket. Check the info. Stops animals on horseback from spoiling. That's the one we want, so it's $24.50. That cost will get covered by selling the carcass and the pelt to the trapper.
Let's see.
Get all of that back and then some.
I trust nobody's missing this too much.
But let's face it, in the end game where we're at now, it's really not too much money. Once you've found the little question mark, you can see the exact location coming into Eagle Eye and it'll get highlighted by the yellow sparks. Now, come on over to the first clue. Got a bit of dung.
Okay.
Just
When
like
you met
every
these
damn legendary animal
a while
hunt,
ago.
it seems. Oh, I think I can see it up ahead. I'm expecting this thing to be enormous. Yep, it's huge. Legendary animals are always bigger than their non-legendary counterparts. And bison are already pretty big to begin with. Now I just want to make sure we get a nice shot on it. Turn around, don't want to have to shoot you in the butt, it's not going to help anyone. There we go, right in the head baby. Hopefully this takes it out. Alright. Gee, imagine doing, it'd be quite a job to skin this giant bloody thing. You'd be here all night, I reckon. Fortunately, we've got the power of video games on our side, so we don't have to worry too much about that. It's a big old pelt. In order for the next stage to craft the bison horn trinket, you're going to want to come over to a fence. So for this one, I'll go to the one in Roads. Come over to this fella and go to craft.
See what you like. Looking for a special something for a special someone?
Come down to the Tatanka bison horn trinket. Let's check the info on that bad boy. Permanently decreases the amount of melee damage received by 10%. 1675. That's actually a very cheap trinket, and you'll easily make that back from the pelt that you sell off.
Alrighty folks, with the last legendary animal hunt done and dusted, that officially brings this epic trinket and talisman video to a close. If you found it useful, hit the like button down below, consider subscribing if you're new to my content, and if you want to go that extra mile, you can become a member by clicking the link in the description. It'll give you access to members only community posts, a unique role on my Discord server, and a little icon next to your username that prioritizes your comments. But until we meet again, you bunch of legends, I am Red Nitrate, and I'll catch you on the next one.